I've never complained about anything. First of all, especially not the extremely useful boxes. My set design.
Oh, they were intentionally set up in a certain way.
Yeah.
Is that how it was?
It's fine. Hello and welcome back to the Media Quest podcast. Dom, we did it. We said we'd be back in a week.
It's less than a week.
It's less than a week.
So I don't even know why I'm here right now. But hey, we've started.
Yeah.
Let's get the show going.
Man, if I ever catch myself passing up an opportunity to inconvenience you, then I don't know what I do with myself. But you gotta embrace your joy.
Mm-hmm.
What
sparks joy?
Yeah.
Speaking of clutter and Marie Kondo, I noticed you placed a bunch of funnels on the table here.
Yeah, that's a funny coincidence actually that I very meticulously placed these 5 funnels on the table in a way that's.
Does it have to do with the topic today?
Yes, it does.
Oh.
Because I was hoping we could talk about funnels, specifically the sales funnel. So if your company deals heavily in sales, then you're already pretty familiar with a form of the sales funnel, where you start with your leads and you work it down into a finalized decision. But that philosophy exists also heavily in marketing. So I was thinking we'd talk about that.
Yeah. We follow the AIDA sales funnel. So it's attention, interest, desire, and action. So the way that works is a lot of times when we're starting a brand new campaign, we're looking at an awareness level.
Yep.
That's at the. It's nice that we have these demonstration objects, right? Oh yeah, I was messing up how you placed everything.
I was so specific.
Yeah, it's all ruined now. But this one's perfect because we can look at the top of the sales funnel is going to be the awareness. That's where you're reaching the most number of people, and you're selecting them based off of whether you're doing like a broadcast television or you're doing social media ads. You're selecting your target audience based off geography or interests and other such things. And that determines the size of the top of your funnel. And then you give them, at every level of this, you're giving them a call to action. So at the top of the awareness funnel, you might be giving them the call to action to visit your website.
Yeah.
And that moves them a layer down into from awareness to interest, because you know that if they actually see your ad or your marketing, whatever it is, and they actually take action based off of it, that next action, if they've never heard of you before, is usually going to be indicating that they have an interest.
Yeah, and from there we've gone from impression to click.
Right. Yep. Yeah. So when you're looking at your metrics for your ads, you're usually measuring those two, especially for social media. You're looking at impressions. It's telling you how much of awareness you're gaining in the market. And then the clicks are telling you how much of that awareness is translating into people taking interest and moving to the next level of the funnel. Yeah. So yeah, you're funneling down. There's going to be a lot of people in the awareness. There's going to be some more select people, a smaller group in the interest layer. And that's the ones that are going to be visiting your website. And as they start doing research and seeing how good of a fit you are for them, they're on your website, maybe even comparing you to some other people out there. They'll move down from the interest level down to the desire level. Right. So then they're starting to determine, that you are a good fit for them if they're moving from, oh, what's this new thing? I'm going to click and see the website. That's moving down level. Oh, this is looking really interesting. I can see how it compares to these other services that I might find relevant in the field, or maybe it's completely new. Here's how it would fit. As they start thinking about how you could fit in their life, it starts going into the desire phase, and that one's a little bit more of a soft difference between when they're in the interest phase and the desire phase. But then the next phase, it's a very clear indicator when they move from desire to action.
Right.
Because that's either going to be they bounce off the website because they for whatever reason, or you've funneled in and you found your actual target audience from awareness all the way down to action to where they're actually engaging with your business, whether they're hiring you for services or purchasing your goods. They go from interest and desire, and they move at that point, like, I'm going to buy now. It moves into action at that point.
Yeah.
And then there's other things that can tack on to different markets or niches, how they handle their sales funnel. That's generally how it works.
Right.
A lot of times if you're doing remarketing, there's another layer right under the funnel where it's loyalty. So you have your loyalty programs for anyone who's actually gone through the funnel.
Right.
You want to keep them
staying in front of mind.
Keep them making the action to keep coming back to you in the future.
And these phases, they can pretty much any one of them can last any length of time.
Right. It's going to depend on your target audience. So if you're selling cars, that might be something that somebody's going to be spending more time in the, maybe not so much awareness, but especially in the interest and desire phase as they're shopping around.
Right.
That's definitely interest and desire phase. And so you want to be the one that they're seeing most often in all those phases. And that's whenever we're talking about with a client, whenever we're talking with them about what their audience, who their audience is and how they meet their needs and where they're positioned right now. Because if they're, a brand new company, nobody's heard of them, definitely they're going to be focused on awareness at that point. And as they become more known within their target audience, then we start creating ads and marketing and videos that are more tailor-made to people that already know about them. So they're maybe in the interest and desire phase. Yeah. And also, building out their other passive marketing and organic marketing, like their website and their Google Maps listing, those kind of things.
And just organic, non-boosted organic posts.
Organic meaning you're not paying, a TV station or Facebook or Instagram any money for it. You're putting it out there through their organic posting means, or it's just whatever the algorithm decides if it goes viral or not.
And so that covers how the funnel model when we're looking at a campaign, right? But it can scale in either direction, because when we're working on a video, a design, or anything like that, we're also implementing that sales funnel in the short term. We want to grab your attention in the first 3 seconds. That's the magic number of a video, for instance. And then we want to just work like throughout 30 seconds. We want to generate that interest. Like, so we got their attention. Now they're trying to find out what's going on. Yeah. And by the time we're wrapping up this 30-second spot, we've ideally created that
and we
desire.
Give them that next step, that call to action.
Exactly.
So that it's almost like a building block that works at every level. The ADA sales funnel. So like you were saying, even with you're putting out an awareness video, within that awareness video that's only meant to like bring people into awareness, it still has its own call to action. And that would technically be the decision point within moving them from generally thinking about buying from you. Right now you're just trying to get them to buy into giving you some more time and attention, to think of, to consider you. So that would be the decision they'd be making at that point. Within the top of the funnel there, they'd be thinking about so the awareness was, here's a video about this, and then they're watching the video, interest and desire, and then decision, I'm going to click the link, and then that moves them to the next one. So it can go pretty molecular as you're looking at each level and how you're you're guiding people through that sales funnel.
And when we talk about it, we say attention is the first one. The more, I guess, classical version of that model, it actually uses the word awareness. But the much more precious thing, and the thing that most brands measure the success in terms of online presence, is not awareness, but attention.
Right. And attention is kind of a grab all word. I think attention is just making sure that they're focused on you through the whole funnel.
Right.
So awareness is they didn't know about you before, but now you have their attention.
Right.
And you have so much of their attention that they're wanting to think about your good or service in their life, and they have an interest and desire.
Yeah.
And you're keeping their attention, because there might be competitors too. So they competing for their attention for that same good or service. So they as a customer also have their own path as they find the solution to whatever their problem is. So you're the one who's wanting to keep their attention as they move through their own funnel, because there's going to be other competitors within the interest and desire phase of that customer's journey to find the solution that works for them that will be competing for their attention.
Yeah.
So that attention is going to play a big part throughout the whole sales funnel.
Right. And back to the building blocks analog, going from each phase, from awareness to interest, each of those is made of its own smaller, worlds within worlds.
Yeah.
Smaller funnel, because to go from attention to interest, that's an action. To progress as a consumer from each of those phases, you've gone through, that whole loop.
Yeah. The better that you handcraft the experience for the target audience through each step of the way, the better the outcome's going to be for them and the client that we're doing the marketing plan for. It's if you're forgetting one of those steps if you're in the awareness phase and you're creating this video to raise awareness for this new invention, and you're forgetting, hopefully you're not forgetting the call to action part of it. So you have to think about within that video, like you were talking about earlier, you're still thinking about ADA throughout the whole video, even though it's just an awareness video. You're just trying to get people to know about the invention. If you forget about one of those steps and you don't appeal to the customer experience through the video, the customer experience being, the sales funnel, they're going to feel a little lost at one point. Yeah. So if you're just like, here's the invention, but you don't talk about any of its features or benefits, which would be the interest and desire phase. Yeah. They're like, I don't understand what this does for me. Right. Because you missed part of the sales funnel. If you talk about all the features and benefits and you show them pictures and some amazing demonstrations, raising their awareness, and then you just end it there, they're like, where do I go from here? Yeah. Like, what am I supposed to do now? And they don't want to have to figure that out. Right. Because time is precious, and time and attention go hand in hand. Right. So at that point, they just bounce because they don't want to have to play detective to figure out what the next step is supposed to be. You want to do as much of the legwork for them as possible. Right. You're trying to reduce their threshold of entry into considering you. So yeah, you have to consider when you're doing a video, when you're doing social media campaign, if they don't know anything about you, you gotta say, here's who we are, and just a basic summary, and maybe tie it into something that's familiar. Yeah. That familiarity is going to be really important during the first part of the funnel. That classic black and white, I'm trying to blank on the word, infomercial opening. Yeah. Like, oh, there's spaghetti everywhere. Yeah. Oh yeah, I've had spaghetti everywhere. Just last night, spaghetti everywhere. Yeah, especially if you have kids. That's going to be the case. But, for infomercial people, yeah, it could happen every night. Yeah. Spaghetti monster problems. Yeah. So you want to create something relatable. That's part of gathering their attention. Right. Yeah. So every step has special things you got to do to hit those needs for the viewer, the customer,
Mm-hmm.
the target audience, because for every time you engage with them, it's got to sort of follow that journey, that story, to make their experience, and that ounce of attention that you get from them actually count enough to where they can decide to move forward with you based off of the merits of your marketing, your goods and your services, or if they make a quality decision that it's not right for them, because that's important too. So this funnel is also important for your marketing, especially if you're running ads. You don't want to be showing those ads to people you know are not your target market.
Yeah.
So what people might not talk about with this funnel is all this space,
Right.
like all the other space out here that's not your niche, that's
Mm-hmm.
not your target market.
Right.
The funnel is meant to hone in as much as possible. You think this space right here,
Mm-hmm.
your target audience is definitely somewhere in here.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to drill it down further and further to get to those targeted, loyal, 100% fantastic customers,
Yeah.
to get them to the point of conversion, which is another word for that decision.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, that's an important aspect too, is the funnel is meant to focus on just that target audience and exclude people who wouldn't necessarily have any interest in what you're selling.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of analogies that the funnel, the sales funnel, the marketing funnel is able to lend itself towards, to make it very easy for the macro and the micro level at giving you, direction and a sense of story that you can put into practice with your own marketing,
Right.
day to day, and a large campaign.
Yeah. Because it's measurable. Each,
Right. Yeah.
Each phase.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that makes a lot of sense. I'm glad we invented funnels for the sole purpose of
Marketing analogies.
marketing analogies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why we have so many, because we only need one for analogies, and I don't even know why we need physical funnels in the first place. Do they have a purpose other than marketing analogies?
I think just as reference for when people want to draw the sales funnel, they need, I can't picture this.
Oh, okay.
So they go to the dollar store
An artistic
in the
reference.
marketing aisle,
Yeah.
and just grab a few of these.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. They come in different colors too, for different likes.
Yeah,
What people are into, red or blue.
yeah. The two colors of funnel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also funnel cakes.
That's
Maybe
why are they called funnel cakes?
I think they've taken the marketing funnel and they made up a new way of using it where you mix up some cake batter and you put it through like it's a customer.
Yeah.
You put the cake batter through the marketing funnel into like a frying pan.
Man, what will they think of next?
I don't know. I guess they're coming up with new ways to use marketing funnels.
Interesting. Well, I look forward to all the future possibilities involving these.
Yeah. Maybe we can invent something that is a use for the marketing funnel.
We just need to start pouring stuff in there.
Just pour stuff in.
See what happens.
And magic will happen.
Yeah.
And then we'll be able to market the marketing funnel using the marketing funnel. I think my brain just
No, yeah, I think you actually finished your thought. Your tone just didn't realize that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
That's perfect.
that'll be our next podcast. We've made an invention.
Yeah.
All right.
And so look forward to that, folks. Thank you for listening. This has been Media Quest. By the way, I'm Cody. This is Dom. I don't know if I should have done that at the beginning, but
No,
you know,
we're good.
yeah.
All right.
Have a great day.
Thank you guys.